Hello, everybody. DC Fan 99 here, back with another video. Um, Yesterday I went around. Last night, actually, I went around AT&T Stadium, snooped around. I put up a few stickers. I hung up a banner that was almost directly across from the stadium, which was still there this morning. A lot of people saw it. Didn't really get much buzz from the media as like compared to when I went to the draft holding up the sign that says sell the team. But either way, a lot of people are going to see it, and people are going to get, I think some people are going to get motivated to talk about this more on their way out of the stadium when they see it again after this absolute fucking shellacking, after this absolute beatdown, this complete and utter failure of a defense that we have, despite what everybody said over the offseason about Mike Zimmer being the best acquisition we've made over the offseason. Yeah, I'm glad you didn't get to watch it, Travis Frederick Company. I'm glad you got to miss it because, I mean, this was just more of the same old, same old. Absolute fucking F tier defense after what was an amazing showing last week. People were getting rah rah a little bit after that win. The optimism was soaring. However, that's this was the come back down to earth moment when people realized, holy shit, that game really did not change any narratives for us at all because, yeah, 15 more games exactly, Jacob. Because that game versus the Browns did not change any narratives. It was a week one game against Deshaun Cosby, who's been washed since what, 2018, 2019. When was the last time Deshaun Cosby has been good? And people were like writing with this. They were like, yeah, this is, we're gonna, this is a little bit of optimism to have and carry over through the season. A big week one road win. It's like, okay, how is that different from what we've seen over the last few years, though? People are saying that Mike McCarthy's job is in jeopardy. I doubt that tremendously because, like, y'all gotta keep in mind. I said this last year too. Near the end of last season, we kept Jason Garrett for 10 years. We kept Jason Garrett's fucking mediocre ass for 10 years. Okay? And you're looking at Mike McCarthy, you're looking at how many regular season wins that he's had over the last 3 years that corresponds to more revenue. You look at how much revenue Mike McCarthy has brought in since we hired him as head coach. That being said, Mike McCarthy will probably be here longer than fucking Tom Landry was here. This is probably our new era Tom Landry. Because why would we change anything? Why would we change anything? There were still a shit ton of Cowboys fans that showed up today for the home opener, despite the absolute beatdown that took place last time we played in AT&T Stadium. Yeah, that's what I was saying to people on Instagram and also in a little bunches group that I'm in. Yes, this. Look, I was gonna get to that. You know, this devastating loss. Well, it would have been devastating to me. It would have, it would have made me upset until I realized that, oh wow, look at the score for the San Francisco 49ers game. Oh, they're losing to the Minnesota Vikings. Oh, well, this completely absolves everything. I don't care if we look like shit anymore. Look, they employed that exact. This fan base is so stupid. They employed that exact same complacent fucking enabler apologist mentality last year, because when the San Francisco 49ers lost the Super Bowl, all of a sudden the Dallas Cowboys fan base, who were just extinct for like 3 weeks, all of a sudden came out the woodwork, crawled out of their fucking graves, and were like, "Oh, haha, look at San Francisco. Aha, they lost. Their drought is longer than ours, but the media is only gonna talk about us guys." It's like, who gives a shit? Who cares? That is so irrelevant. That is the most embarrassing cope. When you went dead silent for 3 weeks, only to come out and start this whole rah rah shit as if you won the Super Bowl, but you're just merely celebrating the 49ers, their drought still outlasting ours. That is so pathetic. That is such a cope, dog. Okay? By the way, if I have to cut this short, if I have to end this abruptly, I'm expecting a phone call that's very important. So just I didn't say that at the beginning. I just want to keep that in mind, in case I have to shut this off early. But I hate this fan base, and that is why I went out at fucking 3:30 in the morning last night, walked around the perimeter of AT&T Stadium, and set up that fucking banner like directly across, like almost directly across from the stadium. Look, the fans have to, they can't, it's getting harder and harder for them to avoid this. It's getting harder and harder for them to turn a blind eye. And you know, even during the game, people were employing that same exact fucking logic of, oh well, this is happening on the side, so I don't care what's happening directly in front of me with the team, in regards to Dak Prescott and the defense. Okay, look, obviously, this game was almost copy and paste from what the wild card game was last year. All right, the defense was ass. Okay, everybody and their mother understands completely that the defense was ass. Nobody is denying that. Not a single soul can defend the Dallas Cowboys defense right now. Nobody. After that performance, no one can defend them. Okay, but you try to give everyone's golden child, everyone's golden boy, Dak Prescott, just a tiny bit, just a tiny little bit of some accountability, of some criticism as well. Everyone's going to scream in your face and be like, bro, the defense gave up 41 points. That is not even what I'm talking about. Dak Prescott, he threw the... Look, the first interception, whatever. What's his name? Jalen Brooks, he tripped. If he stayed up, he probably could have... He had a good shot at making the catch, whatever, right? The second pick, though, to CeeDee Lamb into double coverage, that was dumb as shit. I have no idea. Excuse me. I have no idea what he was thinking on that one. Okay, I don't care if it's desperation. Dog, you're getting paid $240 million. You cannot have... You cannot make brain dead reads like that. I don't care what the scoreboard says. You cannot have a showing like that. You cannot make mental errors like that in front of millions of people. When we are counting on you, when we are locked in on you for the next 4 years now. You have a whole new presidential term with us. And then you're going out and you're making the same exact bullshit mistakes. The sacks on third down, which by the way, sacks are a quarterback stat, and throwing the ball into double coverage. But the second you say that, people will automatically think that you're blaming Dak Prescott for the entire game. I'm not blaming Dak for the entire game, okay? But I think, call me crazy, I think he should be held responsible for where he fucked up. He should be responsible for the mistakes that he made. And I was saying that to somebody online, and they were like, bro, the game is already over. Like, who cares about the interception? Who cares about the interception? Who cares? Who cares about the interception? I don't care what the scoreboard says. Who cares about the interception? Dude, you are so brainwashed. You who cares? Who cares about the interception? You people are fucking morons. That is just such an enabler apologist thing to say. Like, oh yeah, it was a bad pick, but it was late in the game and we were already losing, so I don't care. What are we paying this guy $240 million for then? Oh, if we're losing by 30 points, then you could just go out there and throw as many rubber duckies, as many dumbass passes, and take as many sacks on third down as you want? What are you talking about? That is the complacent, dumb shit mentality that I'm talking about. Cowboys fans, you have to get comfortable with holding your team accountable. I can't deal with this complacency shit. I had that feeling too, Britton Johnson. I mean, I feel like for most of us, it was in the back of our heads. I did not think that the Saints were really going to score 40 points for the second week in a row. Why is it that Derek Carr always puts up LeBron numbers against us? Like, this is the first time we played him. This is the first time we played against him since like 2021 on Thanksgiving, right? And then he just comes out and he looks like Brady in front of Brady in our home stadium in the home opener of the season. That is insane. And then Alvin Kamara, we're making him look like Barry Sanders. And then next week coming up, we have the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. Teams are going to look at how the Saints beat the Cowboys and they're going to run with it. If they're not going to run with it for whatever reason in the regular season, they're for sure going to run with it in the postseason, which we will make the postseason still. We're going to bullshit our way into the playoffs, but oh my god, dude. Brandon Aubrey, he is a star. He is an absolute star. Yeah, exactly. That he can't do anything wrong. Yep, absolutely. Jerry Jones. As long as he's here, as long as Stephen Jones is here, as long as Charlotte Jones is here, any Jones family member that is associated with the Dallas Cowboys needs to go. I don't trust a single one of them, and people are kind of in the middle about that. They're like, oh well, you know, Jerry Jones is an excellent business owner. He just needs to step back from being the general manager. And it's like, okay, if he let's say he does that, right? Let's say he steps down as a general manager. Do you really think that Jerry Jones, who has been the Dallas Cowboys fucking dictator basically for the last 30 years, you think he's going to stay in his own lane? If he ever were to do that, and let's say he delegates the job to, I don't know, Will McClay or someone else, right? I truly believe that he would just be giving the title and not necessarily the responsibilities. Like, I think he's just going to be using the new guy as a puppet to basically do his bidding. He's not going to stay in his own lane. If anything, he's going to use that as a way to garner more false hope and more false optimism and more money from this very Delulu fan base. That's what I think. That if he ever were to do that, that would be the intentions behind it. That's what I think. Someone needs to drop the Jerry Jones N-word tape. Jerry Jones, he sold me fentanyl behind the Barnes and Noble. Let me be clear. Oh my God. Yeah, like we have another 4 years. We have another 4 years with Dak Prescott, and he's out there versus the New Orleans Saints doing dumb shit like that. And the crazy part is, Marshawn Lattimore didn't even play. He was out for this game due to an injury. And so we expected Dak Prescott to put up LeBron numbers, and he didn't. I wouldn't say he looked bad. I'm not going to say that he looked necessarily as bad as he did in the Green Bay game, but he didn't look great either. He wasn't he wasn't horrible, but he wasn't great. He was just mid. We're not paying $240 million for a mid performance, especially at our home stadium against an NFC South team. That is absolutely abysmal. And I think the fandom surrounding Dak Prescott is, I would say, it's worse than the Tony Romo fandom was. And I was part of the Tony Romo fandom. Okay, maybe I'm crazy. I don't remember the Tony Romo dick eating being this toxic or being this like delusional. Maybe I'm wrong because I was just a teenager at the time and Romo is my childhood quarterback, so I may have bias, but y'all tell me, because I truly believe that we have a special kind of delusional when it comes to the Dak Prescott apologists in the fan base. Like we're getting beat up, I get it, but he throws straight into double coverage, and then someone tells me, "Oh well, who cares about that interception?" What do you mean? Who cares? That is so insane. That is such a brainwashed like cope. That's literally what it is. Like, oh my god. Dak hasn't done anything since he took over for Romo. He reached his ceiling in his rookie year. And he's earned two long-term contracts since then anyway. At this point, the Cowboys fans should really start protesting against this team, mainly against Jerry Jones. I wouldn't put it, you're right, first of all. I wouldn't put it specifically on Jerry, though. I would put it on the Jones family as a whole because I do not trust any of them. Because as soon as Jerry kicks the can, it goes straight to Stephen Jones. I don't trust Stephen Jones. You guys think anything is going to be different? Nothing is going to be different when Stephen Jones takes over. And after Stephen Jones, it goes straight to the next Jones family member. That's how it works. It is blatant nepotism. It is just nepotism, copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste, one family member to the next. Now, we could play the waiting game and possibly, maybe, somehow see the Cowboys make a run in our lifetime, in my lifetime. I'm only 24 years old, by the way. Or we could actually stand up. We could just stop giving them our money. We could stop. We could start acknowledging the pattern. We could start acknowledging the shenanigans, right? And if we do that, and if we have a similar home turnout that we've had in training camp for the most part this offseason, where the stands are just mostly empty, change can happen literally as soon as the next couple of years. Okay? They're not changing anything because why would they? If you're getting paid millions on top of millions on top of millions of dollars annually for doing nothing, and that's been working out for 30 years, why would you change anything? What is there to change? Seriously. The money's coming in the same either way because the fan base doesn't give a shit. They're happy with regular season wins and nothing else. So we have to develop standards as a community, as a fan base, so that we can actually acknowledge, hang on, this is fucked up. Because there's still a massive misconception within the fan base of if you say anything remotely critical about the team, you're fake or you don't support the team. What a dangerous, absolutely brain dead conception of what supporting someone or something really means. Like, oh, if I want to support my family member or if I want to support my best friend, that means I have to support all of their bad decisions and their fent addiction, right? Because, oh, if I want to support the Cowboys, I have to support their losing. I can't say anything critical about them. That is literally enabling. I can't get behind that shit. Some of y'all might get behind that shit. A lot of people in the Cowboys fan base could get behind that. I can't get behind that. Complacency, never, not at all. So it's can we can we January 6th the stadium already? Okay. Look, educate each other. We have to educate each other about this. Nothing is going to change as long as there is a Jones family member that has anything remotely to do with the team. Okay? Oh, well, Jerry Jones, he's done so much good for the city of Dallas. He's built these hospitals and these football fields or whatever. Okay, that's great. But could you do that and not ruin the greatest football franchise, the greatest football team in the history of the sport? Can you do the same thing and just not do that, not do the other? Could you stop ruining football for us? You can do good deeds and not prey, basically, on the hopes and the optimism from the fan base like you're a pedophile sitting at a children's park with a piece of candy in your hand. Hey kid, we're all in. Hey, you loyal fan. Hey, Cowboys Nation, we're going all in this year. I'm signing Ezekiel Elliott. And what's crazy to me is Zeke Elliott, he did pretty well last week, and then coming into this game, he had almost nothing to do with the offense. We picked it up later, but oh my god, dude. Even if the defense was capable of making stops, this is not going to be a high-scoring offense. With the way it's being run now over the last couple of weeks, it's not as bad as it was early in the last season, but it's still pretty bad. We're banking on short yardage plays. And it's just it's too conservative for my liking. It's too safe. On one drive, I think maybe it was the first drive, we ran literally the same exact play twice. Where it was the route to Cavante Turpin, and the first time it did well, the second time it did not go very well at all. So the lack of creativity in the offense, being too safe, the defense having literally no difference whatsoever. You know, one of the biggest things that got people excited about this defense was Micah Parsons and how he was going to have a much bigger role than just being a one-dimensional pass rusher. And then in this game, he was just a one-dimensional pass rusher. Like, I don't get it. In this game, we were banking on zone defense. I don't understand. It is copy and paste completely. Like, Jesus Christ. Mike McCarthy is Jason Garrett 2.0, except his like that's what his regular season record is a little bit more pretty. That is what I tell Cowboys fans whenever they try to give McCarthy any credit, like Law Nation. I'm just like, can you please tell me what exactly Mike McCarthy has done in his 5 years with the Cowboys that you can't say about Jason Garrett? I hate Jason Garrett. I'm not a Jason Garrett supporter, but what has McCarthy done that you can't say about Garrett? Oh, well, Mike McCarthy beat Brady. Okay. Jason Garrett beat Aaron Rodgers. So what? It does like who cares? Who cares? This is so stupid, dude. Yeah, he'll break it down in his podcast. Yeah, and then yes, then he'll go against the fans and say y'all don't believe in us. Yeah, I wonder why, dude. Didn't he grow up as a Dallas Cowboys fan too in Pennsylvania? Didn't you literally grow up as a Cowboys fan? You are so stupid. I think me and him are the same age or close to the same age. Doug, you are part of the team. There is absolutely no excuse for you to not know your own team's history. Like, Jesus Christ. Is it safe to say that Mike McCarthy is nothing without Aaron Rodgers? I would say that Mike McCarthy is nothing, period. Like, he was nothing with Aaron Rodgers. He, look, that Super Bowl, he won the Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. Yes, in AT&T Stadium. Yes, that was 14 years ago, dog. That was 14 years. Mike McCarthy is the white Mike Tomlin. I've said it before, and I'm going to continue saying it. Mike Tomlin is the most overrated head coach in the NFL, and Mike McCarthy is second to him. Just regular season bullshit, and literally nothing else. Choking as soon as you make it. Like, this is just, oh my god, dude. Nothing is gonna change. And the reason why nothing is gonna change is because people are scared to speak out again, to say exactly what they just saw, which was copy and paste from the wild card game, even though we switched defensive coordinators. That being said, sell the team. We need to get those chants going. We need to get some boos going. I don't know why there weren't more. Oh wait, it's because the fan base is so complacent and they think that criticizing their team will make them somehow less of a fan, even though that is one of the biggest responsibilities of being a fan of a sports team. One of the biggest responsibilities of being an American is holding elected officials accountable. Criticism, very important. Okay? But we can't do that, and we're going through a dictatorship right now with Jerry Jones. So, great. It's time to start talking. It's time to start talking with each other. It's time to start helping each other see the big picture. It's time to start educating each other about the team's history. Okay, and to all the dumbasses that are going to complain tomorrow about, oh, ESPN First Take, they're only talking about the Dallas Cowboys, but the San Francisco 49ers lost yesterday too. The 49ers aren't America's team, you dumbass. The Dallas Cowboys are America's team. That is why. You would know that if you knew your team's history. Okay, the media bias, which goes both ways by the way, has been with us for almost as long as we've been a franchise. And let it be known, let it be known, the Dallas Cowboys would not be America's team if it wasn't for the fans. Don't you ever forget that. The Dallas Cowboys would not be America's team if it wasn't for the fans. The fans made us America's team. That's why they have that. It's not because of Jerry, which somebody in Law Nation's chat tried to tell me. It's not because of Jerry. It's not because of Staubach. It's not because of Landry, even. It's because of the fans that NFL Films gave us that title. It was nobody else but the fan base. If we can make ourselves America's team, we can make ourselves a better football team and a better football franchise than what we're going through right now. Longest drought in franchise history. Do y'all want it? Do y'all want to watch it continue for another 30 to 50 years easily? Minimum? Or would you rather see change start to happen within the next 3 years? I elect within the next 3 years. But that's just me. It starts with the fans holding the people on top accountable. And I'm just going to leave it at that. With that being said, I'll see you guys next week. I hope you all have a good Monday. I'm going to try to forget about this. Well, actually, I don't need to forget about this because the San Francisco 49ers lost today. And guess who the media is going to be talking about tomorrow? Like, it's the same thing. It's the same thing over and over again. Anyways, I'm done with my tangent. Enjoy y'all Sunday. I'll talk to you next time. Peace.